Yo, what's good? It's your boy Drew Fontaine, the Drew Fontaine Music.
And what's going on? It's your boy Drew Fontaine, the Drew Fontaine Music. Had a question about drag and dropping the audio as well as the MIDI from Maschine into Ableton Live. Okay, which is no problem. It pretty much works the same, just about as any host DAW, but just to give you the visual understanding of it, we'll just run through this because this is going to be really quick because it's, it's really easy and really quick. I'm gonna go ahead and give you two examples. Actually, you'll notice here I have a free and open audio track and I have a free and open MIDI track. That way we can drag and drop the audio on this track here, and we'll drag the MIDI from Maschine until this track here. So let's go ahead and do the audio first on this free and open track here. You can see right here I have a small pattern for the sake of the video. Again, this is very short. Under the group, you want to make sure that you have the pattern drag mode set to audio. On the MIDI one, you want to have it set to MIDI. All right, so we're on audio. Okay, here's the sounds that we want to drag. Here's the free and open audio track. We use this little guy right here, this little icon here. Okay, and once we get the done, ready to drag message, we simply drag it on here on Ableton Live. Down here is where, if you actually wanted to warp the audio, you have that option. You can add your little pseudo warp markers in here, and you have full manipulation of the audio. Those come in handy like that. Or if you just want to use the audio raw, you use it like that. All right, now over here under the MIDI, same thing. Here's where it changes up a little bit. We would change this from pattern drag mode audio, change it to MIDI. Okay. From there, what you would do is we would go under sound MIDI batch setup, and we will change this to sounds to MIDI notes. Sounds to MIDI channels is another option. I have it on another previous tutorial where actually if you want to route the audio out, you can use Maschine as a sound module. Or another thing you can do, you can use Maschine as an effects engine. If you want to use Maschine to, or rather use Machine's internal effects. I'll show you that in a future video. Okay, but for right now, sounds to MIDI notes. Channel 1, your root note C3. Your root note depends on where you want your MIDI notes to show up on the piano roll. Wherever you want it to be, that's where it's going to drop. Keep in mind, if you do drop your MIDI notes, you might have to adjust it depending on this root note. This root note can screw up your audio. Your audio if you don't have it aligned properly. You might go in there and it'd be off key. You have to go down and put it back on key. All right, and as simple as that, you see it turns to this little funny thing here, and we drag it in like so. Ableton Live give me the option to import the tempo and time signature data to the arrangement. I'm going to click no for right now because it's just for demo, and we have our MIDI notes down here. Now, if you start playing or rather tapping on your Maschine controller, you're going to notice that the MIDI sounds is not coming out of your Maschine. Don't worry. What you need to do is you just need to simply go over to this little page here on Ableton Live where it says MIDI from all ends. We want to choose Maschine. So then that way this channel is specifically assigned to Maschine. Any external MIDI or things of that nature will not be affected because we have it on Maschine. If you have it set to all ends, on this MIDI channel, basically MIDI notes from any external gear device or internal gear device will show up on this channel, which is what we do not want. We just want specifically Maschine. Anything else would also show up there as well. Post effects, you want to change this also to Maschine, and MIDI 2, you want to point this to Maschine, and you guessed it, on the final track, we want to use track in from Maschine. All right, so we have everything set up that way. All right. Then you would just arm this little track down here, and you would just tap on your Maschine controller, and you would notice the LEDs here will go up and down for the decibel levels. I don't have my Maschine controller hooked up right now because I really don't need it, because I have the MIDI notes right here, which will trigger the sounds. Now, very important at home, you're not going to use the sequence that you have here inside of Maschine as I'm doing here. Do not do it as I'm doing it. What you would do is you would use a blank scene here, because what's going to happen is if you press record and play in your DAW, if you're over here where you have a pattern inside of Maschine, okay, let me get back on the track here. Inside of Maschine, this pattern in here is going to also be recorded by your DAW, which is what you do not want to do unless you specifically wanted to do that. You know, if you had the work done in Maschine and said, hey, I just want to just sit back, relax, and record and play and record what I did inside Maschine, you have that option. But again, in this particular application, to answer the question that was emailed to me, they wanted to use Maschine more or less as the engine to get the sounds into their host DAW. So you would select a blank scene here, and again, your sounds, when you tap on your MIDI controller, the sounds will move here. And just for the demonstration purposes, I'm going to use again this here again only because these notes here will trigger the sounds. So when I press play here, you will see again the LEDs are sounding off right there. And the way I have my mic configured, you probably won't hear that. But if I take my headphone off and put it to the mic, just give me a second. Okay, so you heard that. Well, actually, I'm not sure if you heard that. I put my little headphone to the mic here to demonstrate that. Okay, and another great thing you can do, you can come in here like so. Like, say, if you highlight a certain section, you can right click on that. You can insert a blank MIDI clip also. You know, if you wanted to start just completely from scratch and say, hey, I need to do whatever I need to do in here, this is a great way you can do it. You have this MIDI clip, and you can copy and paste your work that you actually have done here. You can drop it up here. You can arrange your scenes this way. You can trigger notes. You also can put a blank MIDI clip up here if you want to do that. Hit record and play and get going that way. So that's pretty much it, man, because you know you can use Ableton Live to actually sequence Maschine, and that is exactly the way you would do it. Because, you know, a lot of times some people are actually comfortable inside of a DAW that they have used a lot more than Maschine. And, you know, during the transition, you want to be familiar. You want to get your workflow done quickly in a host DAW that you are familiar with. So I hope this helps you guys out. I hope I answered your questions clearly. And that's pretty much it. And again, it's your boy Joe Fontaine of Joe Fontaine Music. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want to leave some comments in the section below, don't forget the thumbs up. And I have a VIP membership that's available. If you need free drum kits, free beats, and you don't want any monthly fees from other websites or paying expensive high prices for drum kits, I have some very high quality drum kits as well as HD sound kits inside my VIP database. I have custom template files for your machine, as well as your MIDI editor controller templates, things of that nature. So Yamaha Motif sounds, Reason templates, and drum kits. You know, a lot of goodies in there. So it's your boy Joe Fontaine of Joe Fontaine Music. Again, my website is www.digitalmusic.yolasite.com. I'll leave the link for that in the description below. And you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Hey, yo, what's good? It's your boy Joe Fontaine of Joe Fontaine Music, you understand? It's VIP, son. Checking out another banger from your boy Joe Fontaine of Joe Fontaine Music. You know how I do it. Let's go. Hey yo, www.digitalmusic.yolasite.com for exclusive drum kits, exclusive tutorials on programs such as Pro Tools 8, 9, as well as 10. I got exclusive tutorials on Maschine, Ableton Live 8, as well as Reason. Let's go.